Hello, and welcome. We're here at the greatest anime battle of all time, the Holy War of Love and Soul. I've never even heard of Jujutsu Kaisen. But anyways, we start this episode of the 100 girlfriends who really love you off at the Love Zono Park, as the girls all frolic around and enjoy the beauty of nature. Also, I looked it up briefly, and apparently honey does have some pharmaceutical properties, so I guess that makes sense why Kasuri's so excited. But then we have the main event, the bouquet toss, and the winner gets to have a picture taken with them in a wedding dress with their beloved. Now, with seeing the large crowd and the guerrilla syndicate gathered around, prepared to compete to catch this bouquet, the harem forms together as an alliance to catch the prize. And now we finally have a name for the harem, Rentero's family. And that wasn't a translation decision, he actually says Rentero's family. I didn't want to say the name of it before it was revealed. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm pretty sure that the entirety of the Guerrilla Syndicate are all women, except for the leader's boyfriend. Now there's actually an extra panel showing how they became a couple, and yes, other characters can have the soulmate shock too. And I'm showing that now because Kurane is so powerful she can go toe to toe with the leader of the Guerrilla Syndicate who punched a truck to cause it to stop. I'm glad the two are able to become friends. This truly is what girl power is all about. The Holy War was another chapter I was really looking forward to as we get to see the girlfriends all working together. There's Kurane's strength, Rentero's leadership, Nano Hakari and Big Kasuri using God's given airbags to break Shizuka's fall, and then Rentero going for the catch. And yes, Shizuka is lighter than air. Poor Kurane, once again being the punchline for not being as gifted as the others. So there we have it, Rentero's family has their first victory. The Holy War of Love and Soul is over, and now comes the time to choose who gets a wedding dress photo with Rentero. We get to see more of Hakari's scheming side, and even though her plan doesn't work, she wins anyway. I have to say, I love Shizuka's one-liners in this episode, like when she's falling or doesn't get the red straw. She's such a mood. Anyway, despite how romantic of a moment this is, it ends with Hakari asking the most brutal question Rentero's ever heard in his life. Now this moment is pretty serious, but it does cut abruptly to Rentero getting changed. If you're wondering what happened, there is a panel in the manga explaining that they pretty much just grabbed him right away to the changing room. And this is actually where the chapters are broken in the manga, and chapter 14 ends on this panel. I honestly thought at the beginning of the series that they would end this episode right there and then on a cliffhanger, since it's such a dramatic turn. But don't forget that this is still a comedic series, and I have to ask, what did Nano mean that there's a 1% chance that Kurane doesn't pee? I don't understand. I'm with Kasuri on that one. I'd also like to point out that we have an anime original scene at the beginning of the episode showing Hakari's mother telling her to break up with Rentero. Also, yeah, Hakari's a rich girl. Just look at this mansion. Fountain and everything. Her family even has guards. Even though he's able to get a hold of Hakari, her mother steps in and will refuse Rentero and his 5-timing ways. Hakari's mother is extremely wealthy and isn't afraid to use that as a weapon if need be to protect her daughter from who she sees as a threat. As Rentero's carried by the guard, he's reminded that he's powerless in this situation and that the odds are truly stacked against him. But when would something like that ever stop our man Rentero? I love this moment of him seeing the 4-leaf clover and remembering all the times with Hakari the two have had together. Rentero isn't dating 5 girlfriends because he's forced to by the love god. He's dating them because he loves them. Why should he accept Hakari's mother's wishes if it's against Hakari's as well? So he goes to the other girlfriends and says that he's going to rescue her. But I like how Kurane here cuts through Rentero's words, because he's not the only one who cares about her. I understand Rentero not wanting to put the others in danger, but they care about her too, and they don't want Hakari to have to go through with their mother's plans. We're here at 100 Girlfriends' first serious arc, the Hakari Rescue arc. And we've been given the first true antagonist in the series, Hakari's mother. The episode ends with everyone full of determination to do whatever it takes to rescue Hakari Hanazono. Now there's actually a good amount of content that wasn't animated, but I'm not saying that as a negative because this episode adapts 2 chapters in between manga volumes. And most of the cut content probably wouldn't have fit in this episode partly due to the runtime and where it would be placed. So first, when Kurane is asking Rentaro why he has a towel and marker, he actually explains that he's always prepared for anything in the manga. Now I'm surprised that line was cut since, yeah, in the future we'll see how Rentaro always manages to be prepared. But other than that, we have a brief extra panel about the photos that Hakuri sends to Rentaro, as well as the longest extra chapter in the series with the end of the second manga volume. I won't show what happens here for two reasons. One, because it's rather lewd and I'd rather not risk another one of these videos being age restricted. And two, because maybe they'll animate it for like an OVA with the Blu-rays. No idea if they're going to do that, but if you're interested, it's one of the best extra manga chapters, and I would recommend you go and read it because there's no guarantee we're going to see it animated. Also in the same manga volume is another extra panel with the Love God, who we haven't really seen since episode 3, angrily shouting that he's not even in the story this volume. And we have two new characters, both of whom are in the OP. The first is the Gorilla Syndicate leader, and yes, that's her name, voiced by Kimiko Saito, who's done a lot of side roles but is the voice of Rem from Death Note, and also recently voiced this gorilla character from Mushoku Tensei, which is perfectly fitting casting for the leader of the Gorilla Syndicate. And next, of course, is Hakuri's mother. We don't know her name yet, but she is voiced by Sumire Uesaka, who is a really well-known and accomplished voice actress. She's known for a lot of roles, including Nagatoro from Nagatoro-san. And since I play Azur Lane and my favorite faction is the Royal Navy, I want to recognize that she's also the voice of the best tsundere in the game, Queen Elizabeth. And there we go, we've got the first serious arc underway, and next time we're going to continue the Hakuri rescue arc. And if you're following along with the manga, this episode fully adapts chapters 14 and 15. Since I've also been doing these random thoughts at the end of the video, I'd like to say that I'm still working on other content outside of 100 Girlfriends, since there's still an entire season of anime ongoing. But my 1 year anniversary of my first upload on this channel is this coming Friday, and so I've got a video I've been working on that should be out then for it. It's without a doubt the biggest and most ambitious project I've worked on yet, so that's why I haven't done much other than 100 Girlfriends this season so far. I hope you're all looking forward to it, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that and other future anime content. The next episode of 100 Girlfriends should still be next week too, so thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.